Hello dear friends, welcome back to our channel High Point, and today in this video we'll be seeing about the new social movement and new social movements and what is new social movements and how it is relevant in cultural studies. So if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it and also follow me on Instagram if you want more variety of materials relevant for NTA, UGC, NET, JRF, English language and literature exam preparation, and also visit my website www.highpoint.in for having more simplified, well arranged and also affordable study materials. Okay, once you have these materials, you can save your time in preparing and covering and revising this entire syllabus. NTA indicative syllabus you can cover entirely. Okay, and if you want to know more about the study materials that we are providing there and also any other details related to the materials or the facilities or the free bonuses and offers that we are giving for our students, you can use this WhatsApp number or you can use this Instagram ID to reach out to me, or from the website itself you can message me, and from the website itself you can join for the course if you are interested. Okay, now moving on about the new social movements and how it is relevant in cultural studies. What is new social movement? Social movements have been integral to human society, especially with the modernity. Okay, social movement, when you wanted to change an established norm and an established social order, when you find fault with the established order, then you as a society, a social movement will be formed. So this is an integral part too. This is an integral thing to human history. How human history happened or how humans evolved so far. Because of social movement, when human beings began to live together as a society, social movements happened gradually as required, and humans evolved and revolution happened. Okay, so social movement, it's an integral thing to human history, especially with modernity. When modernity emerged and in postmodern time after colonialism, when many societies emerged, when many nations, post-colonial times, many nations emerged, democratic nations emerged, this new social movement is an integral thing to human history, especially in modernity. In a sense, the freedom movement in India was a social movement because we found that the established norm of colonialism is an issue that need to be changed. So freedom movement happened in India. It's a social movement in that way. Greenpeace is an important social movement in contemporary times, and such movements have political influences too. Okay, Greenpeace, it's a kind of save the earth nature kind of thing, Greenpeace, and it is also an important contemporary social movement. A term that is frequently used in connection with the social movement is protest, either social or political. So how social movement will happen? Because there is a protest to the existing order, political or social order or cultural order. So it's a frequent term associated to social movement. Protest is a social protest is a term that is frequently used in connection with the social movements, either social protest or political protest. It refers to the questioning of the established cultural, social, political practices that I have already told you. Protest can be individual or by groups. A social movement is a culture. So this is a definition. I don't want you to study this by heart, but you understand this. It's a collective, organized and mostly non-institutionalized challenge to authorities and established social or cultural practice. It's a collective. Even though maybe protest is individual or done by group, but a movement, a protest will become a movement when it is a collective. It is organized. It is not random. Suddenly you will get a motive and you will act. No, it's not like that. It is organized. The practices and the protest will be organized, and it will be mostly non-institutionalized. It won't be supported by an institution. If it is supported by an institution, that is not a movement. That is not a process. So that is not a protest. Okay, in its true sense. So a social movement will be collective, done by a group of people and carried out by a group of people, and it is organized and it's mostly non-institutionalized challenge to authorities and established social cultural practices. Now, Social movements blur the line between collective action and the institutionalized action. A social movement is a set of opinions which represent preferences and demands for change in some elements of social structure. It's a set of opinions. See, a collective group of people, they'll find an issue with or a problem or some problems with the existing social structure or existing cultural norm, the way the ideology, cultural or social ideology that is happening now. So some opinions that they have, some suggestions they have in order to revise this existing structure, existing elements of this structure. Okay, so it's an opinion about their preferences, their demands. New social movements are characterized by, so the new social movement, they have certain characteristics which are the anti-authoritarian stance. They'll always have an anti-authoritarian. Authoritarian means those who are the authority, their norm will be happening in here, right? Their norm will be established. So when you go against that established order, then you are anti-authoritarian. You are taking an anti-authoritarian stance, and it is democratic and activist in nature, and it will be flexibility will be there. If only a movement has flexibility, then only you can suggest new opinions. Okay, a more participatory in nature, people can participate in it. It will be more inclusive in nature. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of new social movement. Now moving on, frequently social movements are about identity. So mainly these new social movements happened about identity or happening about identity, especially take the examples of the American civil rights movement, the women's movement, it's about identity. The gay lesbian movements, it's about sexual identities. So mainly social movements are happening about identities. When certain identities got suppressed in a normative way, in the established form, in the established system, structure of the system, then identity, when then protest happen, then that protest will happen in a collective organized way, and then that is the new social movement. These are movements that assert radical racial, gender or sexual identities in order to build communities and challenge hegemonic cultural norms which have consistently refused certain identities. So in a heterosexual society, in a patriarchal society, either you need to be man or you need to be woman. Any other genders, every other genders, myriads of genders are there, sexual genders are there, myriads of gender identities are there. All those identities got negated, refused. They have refused to recognize them as eligible, recognized as normal. Okay, so these movements, they will assert racial, gender or sexual identities in order to build communities and thereby challenge hegemonical cultural norms which have consistently and simultaneously refused certain identities. Identity movements are based on characteristics such as ethnicity, gender or sexual preferences. So this gay and lesbian movements, it is based on mainly they are working, they are protesting in an organized collective way in order to bring about their sexual identities recognized, and they get preferences, they get recognitions, they get advantages, and they get participation and space in society. So if it is done by a black community, then it is basically about ethnicity, ethnic identities. If it is done by women, then that is gender identities. So identity movements are based on certain characteristics such as ethnic, gender and sexual preferences. So that's all about new social movement. I hope this was clear to you. It's quite easy to understand, nothing so new about it. You are quite aware about many other movements that is happening nowadays. You can comment all of them in the comment section. If you have any doubts, queries and questions, suggestions, you can comment all of them in the comment section. I'll get a notification. I'll read all of them and I can reply and I can make necessary changes if you have any suggestions. Okay, and also don't forget to visit my website www.highpoint.in to have an overall idea about what all you need to study one by one in order to cover the entire indicative syllabus of NTA UGC NET JRF English Language and Literature. And also follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my channel if you are interested, and use this WhatsApp number and Instagram ID to reach out to me if you want to know anything related to our website and also the materials that we are providing and the facilities that we are providing for our students. Okay, meet you in the next video session. Until then, stay tuned to High Point and be happy and strive for the best. Ta-ta and bye bye. Thank you.